Absolutely. I mean, again, as you can see from the map, I've got a number of places and locations. I've got some really good links from Manila to the west coast of America. And the majority of times when I was talking to people in those locations, they would say, we'd love to hear more. When can you come and see us? And this is prior to COVID. And I'd say, that's lovely, I'll try and work that out. Or if you're ever in London, let's get together. And it was very much a kind of, let's see what we can do when we can do it. Once we couldn't travel, people suddenly adapted and adopted the fact that you were available anytime really by time zone. And since then, I've had the opportunity to speak at events in Manila, in Bulgaria, and on the West Coast as well, in San Diego. I've joined an aviation forum looking at the impacts of COVID on international travel in San Diego, which prior to COVID, I wouldn't have had that invitation. It would have been very much a matter of get there and take part. So it's opened up a willingness to engage. I think anywhere in the world is now looking for opportunities to connect and contact, and looking for content as well. So we've had a lot of opportunities come in. Conventional businesses are still concerned about physical movement. So talking to a lighting manufacturer, for example, in Romania, they're still concerned about the physical movement of that product. But when you talk to particularly service businesses anywhere in the world, they're really keen to engage, and the opportunities to represent overseas businesses in your own country are very, very high because of the fact that people can't travel.
Yeah, that's an interesting insight. There's this kind of immediacy that now suddenly is there. I from my own experience, I noticed that as well. Is that like, yeah, you could potentially do business with somebody, let's say on the other side of the world, but it's like, you know, if you have no direct plans to travel there, it sort of goes on the back burner. Whereas now it's like, why not? You know, it's now is as good as time as anything, and it's true that as a result, the number of contacts has actually increased instead of decreased because of the travel restrictions.
It's geography isn't seen as a limitation. I would say time difference is seen as the limitation. Yeah. So, and you kind of lose track of that. So I signed up for an event, which I was really looking forward to until I discovered it was on at 9 p.m. last night. I wasn't quite as looking forward to it as I could have been. So you still have to be mindful of the time differences and time zones. But I think it's opened up a number of opportunities. I've actually got a friend who works for a PR company in the UK, and she's located to Miami for the period, and so her working hours have just adjusted to reflect Miami time, but she has to also reflect UK European time as well. And I think the flexibility is there. On UK TV the other night, we haven't seen it yet, but there was a program about there's a community of British people living in Barbados and working from home, because why wouldn't you?
I heard about that, that they're promoting that, and of course, yes, why not? Huh?
So in fact, actually personally, my nephew is a surf instructor, and he's located in Portugal, and he's got winter is usually dead for them, but this winter it's really busy because there's again another community of people from all over Europe who have located to winter in Portugal and work from home, from homes in Portugal, and of course they're still looking for their leisure activities. So his business has now actually gone much longer in terms of its seasonality.